So James Medlock said, obviously the left contains, so he was quote tweeting, the narrative that Biden never got credit from the left is not true. Many have praised the administration for moves at the National Labor Relations Board, the antitrust push, and the withdrawal from Afghanistan. There's been qualified praise in the IRA and Jacobin. Biden's response to Gaza upended things. And James Medlock quote tweeted this and said, obviously the left contains multitudes and there's large and vocal segment that is determined to remain doomerist, but it'd be a mistake not to notice some real movement pre-Gaza. A great example is Kyle Kulinski making statements like this. And he has a clip of Kyle talking about good things that Biden has done, right? And I replied, James, I was very excited for Build Back Better, if you remember. Most on the left were willing to give Biden credit, but when it all failed to pass after the centrists tore it up, many of us began to sour on him. And here's the thing. I was always very skeptical of Biden. I knew Biden was a fucking loser. I had no faith in Biden. However, when he did a couple good things, I was willing to change my mind. And this guy replied, you were staunchly anti-Biden from the start. You were so mad that Bernie lost. Any significant positive change under Biden was not enough for you because it didn't remove capitalism. Why are you lying? Why are you pretending that you were willing to give Biden the chance? And I said, how much would you like to bet? $10,000? And this guy, Old Sheldon, says, I'll take Venmo. Bet. Okay. He quote tweeted me saying, the Trump stimulus was bigger, $2.2 trillion, and he gave $1,800 in direct payments to Biden's $1,400. So that's not me not giving him credit. This is me talking about the COVID stimulus package that passed, that he was being proposed by Biden. So the idea that I was always super duper anti-Biden, never willing to give him any credit, is just false. And it's ridiculously false. In fact, I defended Biden on a number of times. We debt collectors now. Yeah, just remind this little fucking rat. And by the way, so he linked me to this post, and holy shit, is it a banger? Holy shit, is it a banger? Self-preservation is an instinct that Democrats do not possess. It said, Georgia said it this was March 1st, 2021. Hey guys, was I wrong about that? Hey guys, was I wrong? Never name a better duo than a headline that highlights how horribly shitty the GOP is, and Mike bring it back to how actually this is about the Democrats sucking. I said Democratic senators are upholding the filibuster while Republicans openly plot to rig elections. I mean, at some point, it stopped being the Republicans' fault. The story is about the GOP actively working to disenfranchise black voters who dared to step out of line in 2020. Your takeaway is, wow, Debs are so weak. Look what the GOP is doing. Like, come on, LOL. By the way, this is Hutch. I said, yes. If the Dems refuse to exercise the power the voters gave them to protect voting rights, they are to blame. And the voters are just going to punish the Dems for failing to make their lives better or just be straight disenfranchised. That's why I said Dems lack self-preservation. By the way, November 1st, 2021, that's exactly what is happening. That is exactly what is happening. Hutch says, why do you speak about Dems like they're a monolith? It's pretty clear that almost every Democrat wants to end the filibuster. It's just a couple that are holding them back. To blame people like Bernie and AOC for the actions of Manchin and Sinema just doesn't make sense. I said, Bernie and AOC will be just fine. Shut the fuck up. Joe Biden is the man sitting in the White House, and the Dems are poised to get smashed again, just like when they utterly wiped out in 2010. This time by massive gerrymandering and voter suppression that they could have prevented. Again, March 1st, 2021, I was there saying, hey, you better act now. Why did I act that way? Why was it only 2 months into Biden's term was I saying, hey, they need to act quickly? Because I understand how politics actually works. If you don't act quickly, it never happens. You keep saying they as though Democrats are a united caucus, like, nah, we'll pass on that. You know how you had the filibuster? You keep the House majority and snipe 3 or 4 Republican Senate seats in 2022 when they're massively on defense. Unless voter suppression stops that from happening because they didn't pass H.R. 1, which they did not pass. If you want others to acknowledge that risk yourself. You don't have to convince me about H.R. 1. You need to convince Manchin, Sinema, Feinstein. Here's Manchin today. Senator Joe Manchin on ending the filibuster. Jesus Christ, what don't you understand about never? Then I said, then it's a wrap for the Biden administration passing anything of note. What a shame for the millions of volunteers and billions of dollars spent. And I was right. Americans are about to get like literally 4 times more economic relief than Republicans were offering. So I say that's money well spent. And I doubt very much that anyone who knocked on doors or made phone calls regrets their decision. I said the Trump stimulus was bigger, 2.2 trillion, and he gave 1,800 in direct payments to Biden's 1,400. This is just me stating facts. And I was completely right about everything I said. They didn't pass Build Back Better. Hutch said they would. They didn't. They didn't pass H.R. 1 like I said they needed to, and they needed to do quickly. They didn't. Biden is now extremely unpopular because people are, guess what? Apathetic, disenfranchised, and they blame him for not making their lives better, like I said they would. I got everything completely correct. And it's like, wow, thanks for bringing up my bangers from when I correctly predicted the entire Biden presidency.